Hello there, Reject Nation. I'm Greg Alba.
And I'm John Humphrey.
Got a sick cat, so Watson's joining us in the video today. Or for views. I'm really just greedy like that. We're gonna watch the trailer for Guillermo Del Toro produced, which means he directed it in the circle of everyone's eyes, Antlers. Before we go into that, I would like to give a special thank you to today's video sponsor, Ridge Wallet.
Oh yeah, that's right, the Ridge.
John, you scared him. You scared Watson.
He's just terrified.
We need to get this done under a minute.
Of the
Go.
level of quality that you can expect from the Ridge people. They make these nifty minimalist metal plated wallets. They hold all your stuff in order. Get that money strap or a money clip, fits conveniently in a front pocket. They also got these nifty power banks, weatherproof backpacks with USB charging port built in. They make some awesome stuff, phone cases included. So head on over to ridge.com/rejectnation to save yourself 10% and get some free worldwide shipping. Get yourself a nice minimalist wallet today.
We did not hit under a minute. You have pissed off everyone, John.
I hate the viewers.
If only you did not
Unless
scare
they
the
buy
cat
a Ridge
away.
wallet.
That's beautiful.
There were 3 bears that lived in a dark and wet cave up above a small town. Every day, little bear went to school, and at night, he would come home and eat dinner.
What the fuck?
But one day, little bear came home, and Big Bear and Baby Bear were different.
Okay.
Big Bear got sick, and his insides turned black. Big Bear has become more angrier and meaner because they had no food, no meat. But they had each other.
That was very unsettling.
Oh yeah.
Very unsettling. Wendigo.
Yeah?
Is that what that's about?
Antlers are often associated with Wendigo mythology.
It's Wendigo. Called it. Plot twist done. Don't need to see it.
Yeah, that's right.
That's why you come here, folks. You look for accurate predictions, whether or not it's worth your time. Now it's not. See ya, Fox Searchlight. You're going under the can now that Disney owns you. All right, no.
No! You can actually spoil this yourself by going online and reading the short story. It's really easy to find.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Nick Antosca, who's the guy behind Channel Zero and stuff, he wrote a short story and then co-wrote the script that became this movie.
What's and stuff?
And stuff. You got a dick for on your head.
What?
A dick for. You got a dick for on your head.
What's a dick for on my head?
I don't know. You put it there.
What are you doing?
You've never heard that?
No?
You've never done the dick for?
All I know is you got us demonetized. Well, John, what'd you think of it?
I think it's a cool trailer. I mean, it definitely has some menace, and Scott Cooper, I think, is an interesting choice for a movie like this, because up until this point, all I know from him is pretty dramatic stuff, like Crazy Heart and Out of the Furnace and that Civil War movie with Christian Bale. This seems like a left turn into a different genre, and from a caliber filmmaker like that, I think that's what gives me the most amount of hope. This kind of reminds me, too, of... not the boy with the mannequin boy, but the other boy that had Rainn Wilson. It was about like him and a kid, and there's like something up with the kid. And I think there's even an antler motif in that movie too. Also got some vibes of like horns in this. I don't know, I think it's got a lot of menace and mood, at least as of this trailer. It looks horrifying, and from Nick Antosca, I have to imagine that this isn't gonna be the kind of movie that cuts a trailer that looks super intense and then nothing happens until the very end. I don't expect that from this.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's got this ominous tone about it. Kind of got an insidious build up to it. When I say insidious, I mean the word.
Yeah.
Which I learned 3 weeks ago to this day. In terms of like something that's escalating and around the corner, it's probably not going to be like slam bam in your face type of terror the whole time. Talking a little bit about the Guillermo del Toro produced element of it. Oftentimes when, you know, you slap his name on, similar with James Wan, when you slap their names on something, the films they're producing kind of looks like one of their movies. This doesn't look like a Guillermo del Toro movie. The thing that does have some of his sensibility at least looming throughout it would be the fantasy element, I suppose, of sort of this terrifying folk tale that is being brought into this modernized small town story. I am drawn to that. I like sort of the shadows of the monsters that you see here. I wonder if like maybe in the finale of this movie you'll get some really up close and personal looks on them. I think Kerry Russell is very good in the horror genre. She's really proven that, you know, she's an overall versatile actress. Horror is something I think she's really good in. You've seen Little Boy, lead female white character whose mom worked teacher. It looks like teacher to me.
Teacher, yeah. I don't think they're supposed to be related, at least of the vague reading I did.
Well, you still get a little bit of Babadook vibes.
Oh,
from
yeah,
it.
yeah.
This seems to be the thing of indie horror with a lot of them. Usually, these are the two kind of main characters that you got here.
A lot of mom-kid horror movies right now.
Yeah, or even if it's not mom-kid directly, it might be that indirectly. Or
matronly figure and child figure, yeah.
That's really well put. Matronly figure? Ooh, I like that.
Thanks.
I'm gonna borrow that. It's like matronly figure.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Hey, I like that. I'm gonna borrow that. You know, like a matronly figure. And if there is a Wendigo element to this, I would be just excited because that's not the kind of mainstream horror creature we really get. It's something you get when you're watching like a Supernatural and there's enough episodes or something happening where we can be like, let's reach into the deep cuts. If this becomes, you know, something of a marketable, you know, hit or whatever, you know, it'd be cool to see a Wendigo story do that. In a way, though, I mean, while this doesn't visually look like a Guillermo del Toro movie, it does kind of remind me of some of his earlier horror work before he had as many, you know, big budgets to work with, you know, stuff like Kronos. Character-driven, but still kind of creature menace kind of comes out through this, so I can see what maybe drew him to this.
But John, the big question is this on brand with Disney?
You know, I think probably it is. It's going to be rated PG.
I think Studios X got to worry, man. This is not on brand with what you purchased. Clearly, this was produced after the acquisition occurred.
I actually heard that some execs were audibly uncomfortable during the screening of this. Some of them were even like uncomfortable, nervous, scared. And you know, that's not what you want. That's not what you want
when you're watching a horror movie, especially.
No,
that's produced by Disney.
Comfortable. You want you want families to be able to come to this horror movie.
Yeah, they were very much misled. Also, Todd. That's what he's always going to be known as. Jesse Plemons.
Jesse Plemons.
Who's
playing the brother of
proven himself
Kerry
to be a
Russell.
wonderful, wonderful actor. I can see him being like a Richard Jenkins. You know, where you're like, you're the main go-to supporting guy for projects, you know.
Great character actor.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if he'll be like the A-list lead. I would like him to graduate to there. It'd be cool if he broke that mold because he does have such range. It's to the point where when I see him in a trailer, I get excited that he's in it because you know he's going to bring something to it. Even though he's barely in it, he looks like he's probably going to die.
At least by the synopsis I read, he ought to have a decent role because I think Kerry Russell is his sister and they're kind of the central figures or something.
And with the little boy, I mean, we haven't talked about him at all. Oftentimes, creepy little kid is just creepy little kid, and while this movie does look creepy, the vibe that the child is bringing to at least this teaser trailer does seem more emotional based. It seems that's where the roots are in, and not just, let me tell you a creepy story in class.
It doesn't sound like, oh, what's wrong with this kid? It sounds more like, what's this kid been through? You know? And I appreciate that distinction.
All right, well, this looks cool, man. Guillermo Del Toro, keep directing and writing films like this. I hope Lord and Miller continue to make awesome Into the Spider-Verse movies. They did a great job directing that. When Tim Burton did Nightmare Before Christmas, I can't wait till he directs the sequel.
His vision
to his originally directed
was
movie.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here. You can subscribe to The Real Rejects. Please click that notification bell. Thank you so much to Ridge Wallet for sponsoring this video.
Hit that link.
I would like to give a Patron of the Day shout out to a new patron named Chris Wamoff. I've been getting to know this gentleman recently. He is from Kamikaze, Michigan. Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Hey, there you go.
Kalamazoo, Michigan.
4th time's a charm.
Matriarchy and heritage. What did you say earlier? Whatever. Kalamazoo, Michigan. He's been watching our channel for quite some time now. Homeboy actually works in mental health, which I very much am proud to know him for.
I love mental health.
I love mental health too. I was telling him, like, I've been in therapy for many years. I actively listen to personal development to better train my mind. I take a lot of psychedelics. I also abuse Adderall. So yeah, you're my kind of dude. That's not true.
Those are solutions.
I found out that when him and his friends play basketball, he said that we are usually what's going on in the background.
Aww.
Nothing like listening to a reaction
Yeah.
while playing basketball. I want to thank you so much for being here. You gave me this like giant breakdown of the crazy kind of work that you have to deal with. Honestly, I feel like it'd be way too personal to go into the amount of work that you actually do. Sincere thank you to the contribution that you've been making for what I believe has been like at least a couple of decades at this point. If you are someone who is having some kind of mental health or emotional struggle, don't be afraid to seek help. Drugs are always a great choice.